What do you mean?
Well, good evening, Council. I'd like to call to order a regular meeting for the city of Rio Downs on this date, the 23rd of March, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. Starts with us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Counselor Gutierrez. Here. Counselor Lakeville. Here. Counselor Proctor.
Here.
Counselor. Vic.
Here.
There.
I would entertain a motion for approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second that. Counselor Taylor.
Aye.
Counselor Lakeville. Aye. Counselor Gutierrez. Aye. Counselor Proctor.
Aye.
I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda with the removal of item H.
For discussion.
For discussion, yes.
I will second that motion. Counselor Proctor.
Aye.
Counselor Lakeville. Aye. Counselor Taylor.
Aye.
Counselor Gutierrez. Aye.
So item F is consent agenda. Item H would be approval of New Mexico State Price Agreement number 30-00000 -23-00070 with White Sands Construction Incorporated for concrete work services on Harris Lane L200619 budget in the amount of $105,213.84. Mr. Jarvis.
Mayor, members of council, this is for the Harris Lane project to get the curbing on Harris Lane. We sent it out to 4 different contractors and White Sands was the cheapest one.
Okay. And this is, on the engineering, that we approved an extra 4,000.
That's the staking and for the Curtis at all.
Same project.
Yeah, staking is for this.
And, had Gulf Construction in here, that's just a representative bid.
Yeah, cool. Yes, we have to have 3 bids. I tried to do 3 bids. I could have just went with just one because it's a statewide agreement. But I wanted y'all to see that it was giving due diligence and had other people bid it as well.
Okay. One other question on their, bid. They're talking about concrete fillets.
Yes, sir.
What's the fillet?
They're like, when we make a radius, they are the triangle pieces where the, pavement is always straight, it's the curve.
Okay. 269 square yards.
It's
It's a lot of fillet.
a lot, and honestly, I do not like fillets because they're cracking mountains,
Uh-huh.
but we've not found anything better because when we try to pave the fillets, the seam from making the corner cracks anyway. Get a little longer use out of it if it's already.
Yeah, that. Nice.
Yes, sir.
Do they say when they start?
12 to 18 weeks is the quickest anybody can get to it.
So they put this out.
Even
Be all in the
It's gonna be, I think they'll be probably, knock on wood, they'll be doing concrete the first week of May, and we'll be trying to pave the second week of May. It's gonna be really tight. But there's so much work out there with all the Buy America, Build America projects that the governor and the feds have given out. Not enough people to do the work.
It's going to be right around rainy season.
I called a contractor out of El Paso called 9 Degrees. He bid this and said he could be here in 6 weeks, but he was $358,000.
And it's typically up there.
Yes. Other question.
Any other questions?
Drain lines, water lines.
All water lines have been, there were newer lines that were replaced in 2003. We've checked in, we've done a bunch of service work. The only thing that hasn't been replaced is the natural gas, replaced about half to 3/4 and the rest of the rest. They did lower some because they were literally in the base course when we got ready, so they did lower where they could.
Okay.
So,
Nothing, I appreciate three of those. Thank you.
So I would entertain a motion to approve item H from the consent agenda.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Counselor Taylor,
Rick.
Counselor Proctor.
Aye.
Counselor Hudettis. Aye. Counselor Lacework. Aye.
Next item would be public comments. Is there anyone from the public that would wish to make a statement or comment? Let's go.
Thank you very much for letting me address you. I had the privilege, Case Sturman. I had the privilege of meeting with committees this last month. We're proposing to have an open house for the constituents. All of the committees wanted to participate with us. We have excellent leadership on those committees. And they're looking to build for membership on the committees. What we wanted to do is to align the information that's happening on all the committees so we can share with each other. So, and with council members, so you as members know what we're doing. The beautification committee is gonna help decorate and food. The lodger's tax is going to attend and go with us on making a brochure. We had one of our members suggest that we need to write letters. Call invitations so we can have people show up, businesses, not just businesses, but people that are looking at prospective businesses in our community. And we're looking at doing that in the senior citizen building. And so we're gonna be working on a date. If you have any ideas or suggestions for us to put into the brochure, we mentioned all of us are looking at Red River as well as I think Sunland Park and a few other communities that are giving us good ideas. Because I know you guys want to build a city hall like a Taj Mahal. You know, we don't have a window or a pot, but we have excellent land to build us a convention center. And that's been on the wish list way too long. We need to see how to get that expedited because people keep asking us, what do you have at the Downs? What can you do? What can you offer? If we had that convention center over here, we could have conventions, we could have concerts, we could have meetings, those kinds of things. So I would like for us to look at getting more involved in that. And then I would like to let each of you know on the council how we appreciate people that have shared with me when an item comes up, that's a ordinance or whatever, you state what it is so that we can know we don't have it before us. And then the healthy discussion that each of you have means that you're giving it some discernment. That, you know, give us the pros, give us the cons. And so we can understand, you know, how the budget goes. And then, because knowledge is wonder, I'm looking just today at our meeting on our finance. I'm going, oh my gosh, do you see how we're having 2 people on in-house? We're gonna get an outside accounting and then we're paying the state for 2 years or 3 years audit, right? That seems a little top heavy. That's a lot of money. And I'm sure you have a good reason to have an outside accountant. And I know we need a good finance person to keep us on track. And to keep us from having past problems. But we need to understand why we're spending all this extra money. I mean, that's just how I feel, but how other people have expressed.
Sure. Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Anyone else? No.
Thanks so much.
Already.
Sitting. I had a question, a similar question. So we hire a new finance director, which we certainly need, they also have an assistant. And then we're also hiring an auditor, and in addition to that, we're going to hire additional help for the finance director to muddle through the
So
mess.
can I give you just a
Yes,
brief? So
yes, I would love
answer
that.
any questions somebody
Yeah.
else may have. We're hiring a finance director. We need one.
Right,
The last one is no longer here.
yeah,
The audit companies are hired by, because the state mandates that we have an audit, and it has to be an independent audit. And so every municipality in the state has the same requirement. They're doing the same things we are. Only difference is we're doing 2 years, back to back. And the independent is, sorry, but we're finding more and more and more and more of things that, need to be addressed quickly to get them fixed.
right.
We are doing everything we can to get back on track. We're 3 years behind. We're losing monies. Because there's things that were granted to us that.
We need grants, we need grants to get.
To the tune of substantial monies.
Yeah.
And so we're doing everything we can to get this thing up and running as quickly as possible so that we're back on track. We may not lose all of it. I was told today that the gravel truck's probably gonna go away. We had it. So the quicker I can get things back on track and moving forward, the quicker we're gonna be able to have access to those things that, we put in for in the past and that we need to put in for in the future. So,
I'm hearing what you're saying, and I support that. My question would be, there's one thing I see, we should not have to feel like we have to pay work in the downs. And for as long as I've been here, that's been the case too. So I feel like we should not top out at our top salary with a new person and give them some incentive to move forward. That's a thought I had, for what that's worth. I just looked at that and I thought, you know, I've seen this happen before. And I just want to make a suggestion that when we hire, that there would be like, incentive to continue improving.
sure.
And, primarily that, and if he's really flummoxed about this situation, perhaps the amount of money we spend for the additional help can be docked from the salary. I don't know if that's possible, but I mean, I know it's a big, huge chunk. And I also recognize that there has been quite a snarl.
Sure.
And so but I did just want to put that out there. That was my concern.
Okay.
Living in the Downs for me, I know, has been a pretty wonderful experience. I love the Downs. And I think we should never feel like we have to pay people extra to come to our town.
Okay.
My gosh, they got us living assistance and an extra help. So there you have it.
Yes, ma'am. Anyone else? Okay. So councilors, with your permission, I'd like to, do, and new business A forward. Jason Burns is the, council commissioner that's here today. And give everything. You guys okay with it?
Yeah.
Thanks, Bob. Thank you. Councilors, Mr. Mayor. How are you all today? Thank you for having me. So,
Mr. Mayor, I would like to make a motion to, address item A, almost four. Item A before council's comments.
a second.
Council Lacewell? Aye. Counselor Proctor?
Aye.
Counselor Taylor?
Aye.
Counselor Dupont? Aye.
Burns, how are you this evening?
I am good, Mr. Mayor, councilors. Thank you for having me this evening. I wanted to come, it's been a little while since we've done a county update to the council, but primarily what I wanted to come talk about this evening, and I haven't given an update in a while, is our buyout program. We've come, previously and talked about this. I know there have been several questions. Well, I'm happy to come and report that. Yeah, so we were able to secure $235 million in overall funding for the total buyout program. That is a 75-25% match from the NRCS local funds. And we're, as tragic as this is, we're glad to be able to bring this funding back for the benefit of all of our citizens here in the Downs Village and the county. So, we brought a flyer, Matt brought a flyer. We are having our public meeting, and this is for all the public to come. This is our official rollout of the program and to begin taking signups. Which is on Wednesday, March 25th at 5 p.m. at Ian Reno's.
Can I
So-
interrupt?
Yes, ma'am, please.
There's some on the table for anybody in the audience that needs to
Yes.
she'll be up there.
We've advertised this on Facebook and put it out and trying to get the word out. We're expecting a turnout, so. I know there's been several folks that have been anxiously awaiting. And it's good to finally come back and, say that all the hard work paid off, so. And I know there for a long time, we didn't want to provide false hope, but we're here to be able to bring some help, bring some funding back, and hopefully keep all these folks here. So what I'm giving you this evening is kind of the packet that we are gonna send out, that we're gonna provide. It has just kind of a opening letter, some frequently asked questions on there. Sorry. Yes, ma'am. Then it has a very expedited high-level view of the process. Obviously, we're gonna sign up, that'll be an expression of interest, property review, eligibility determination. That'll be done with county and NRCS together. Then we will go through an appraisal process to get a value for the property. We have solicited or are soliciting RFPs for the. Unbiased and can. At that point, we'll make an offer to the landowner and allow the landowner to make a decision. If they are amenable and agree to the offer that we made, we'll have a closing and then understand anything that's on that property at that point will be removed. The mission of this project, this program, is to create a flow, not to make people whole. But with that, we're also coming in here and trying to. We're trying to get the best of both worlds here in the federal program. I think we're gonna get very close to achieving that. So after structure removal, we'll have site restoration. There are deed restrictions on this, that after we purchase this property, that it will remain green space. Forevermore, we can't buy it and then go build something else on it. We're gonna be doing small walkways and small stuff, you know, so. I think the overall goal, we're not sure who's gonna own it in the end. But what we want is to have this as another outdoor recreational draw area. So. We've had some of those preliminary conversations. We'll get there when we get there. Then we provided a map, so what we were flooded with, or not flooded, what we were funded for is priorities 1 and 2, commercial and residential. What I can tell you is our priority is going to be our residential focus. The ones that are still living in facilities, the ones that don't have a home to go to right now. Those are gonna be the ones that we prioritize over everybody else. Try to get them some help, some relief, and get them a long-term situation figured out. Then you got the request for assistance, right of insurance agreement, this is what they'll need to find out, this is what's gonna start our process. So. We're very excited to bring this to the area. We're excited, I know there's several folks in the Downs that have been very anxiously awaiting this. And we're gonna start. Really, I mean, this is gonna be a first come, first served meeting. As they sign up, we're obviously gonna prioritize the ones, like I said, that currently don't have a home. But this is gonna be a first come, first served program. We're gonna try to make the dollars go as far as they can. We got funded based off estimates. Some we high, some low, works out. we'll try to make this a little far as we can. So. Also, stand for questions.
One thing I'm not sure if you mentioned, the appraisals are based on pre-event.
Yes, sir. So the appraisals are going to be pre-2024 flood. So it's before everything kind of starts happening, for the fires and floods. That's gonna be when the homes are gonna be out here. So.
Yes, sir.
I have a question. Is this just gonna be for the buyout or is it gonna be any kind of river restoration?
So it's gonna be, if you will, Mr. Mayor, this is gonna be start to finish. This will be buyout, restoration, everything.
Okay, so I'm not interested in selling. I wanna get something going in the river, so is it worth my while to attend this meeting?
If you're interested, if you're worth coming and listening.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
I have a question. Hypothetical question, if I own a property in one of these, place areas, one or two, and I still owe on my property. Say 50% of it, what would that look like for me?
So hypothetically, we would come in, we'd make you an offer for the full value of the property, the home. And pay off the bank what you owe the bank, keep the rest of the value in the home.
Okay.
Hopefully here in Lincoln County.
Right,
Sure.
Jason, will you verify the NRC fund versus 25 local funds?
Which one, fund?
Didn't you say it was 25% local funds?
Yes, so. With the split on this, it's a 75%, 25% match. We were able to petition the state legislature this year. And we came out of the state legislature this year with, we're hoping full funding on this, which would be $58 million. So they put this in the budget, allotment. So we are still negotiating with the state, see what they're gonna give us on the first contract. But there is the availability of the full 25%. It's kind of take care of this whole thing. So.
Is that Cook County?
The county is gonna be a sponsor on this, so we'll be the one administering the program. We're basically gonna be flow through on this deal, it'll flow through us. We'll do the reimbursement program and come out of it. We're gonna watch, so.
Sorry, will you be looking at the municipalities for any money going into this, or it's gonna be pretty well covered through the?
Smiles and positive words. Yeah,
Which leads into, and I think you kind of hinted at it, say we end up with a bunch of spaghetti flats getting bought out. Is the county on it, or?
at the initiation
City on it.
of the purchase, the county will. Now, we'll own it forever going forward. We'll figure that out at that point in time. We've had a conversation with the state, we'll talk to the village. If you guys are interested in the Spaghetti Flats area, we'll definitely come talk to you. The county doesn't need any additional maintenance costs. We want it to be good for everybody. But that'll be when we get to that point, we'll see who's interested in what we end up with. Then we'll kind of determine who wants to be. Take care of it.
You said the contracts are gonna be written, so that it remains into perpetuity.
As part of the NRCS program, it's gonna have deed restrictions on it, that there cannot be structures built on that property. It's not.
Jason, I forgot to ask you, for your level 1 and 2 map, did you use a new H&H study or did you use the last studies that were done?
Which last studies?
Which, the FEMA, which, I think we were also down on this last study was 2014, or did you use a new updated, data?
So no, they use the new updated studies, and the reason they did that is because we have priority 1 through 5.
Okay.
So the priority 5s go all the way to your new 100-year
Mhm.
affected property. Your 1s and 2s are in that new floodway.
And will you be able to share that data with us? Because we didn't update our flood maps.
We can show you the maps, as far as the individual properties, that's gonna remain confidential till.
No, I just the map for the
Yeah,
whole
no,
area.
definitely, we can get you those.
Okay, thank you.
I have another question. If, I'm asking hypothetical questions, I don't know, or if anybody's gonna go back and look at this later. If I were to choose to, sell my property, How long will the process take? Do you have a timeline?
I can tell you that we are,
How fast can you give me a check?
I can tell you that we're taking every opportunity we can to expedite this. Our concern is gonna be appraisals and title work. But with that, we are also on to the clock. We very much understand that monsoon season is rapidly approaching. So we are going to focus on this, hopefully that we have folks that come and sign up soon. And that want to stay engaged and help us expedite this process as much as we can. Because our goal is to have any of these homes, any of these places that could potentially be at risk or another hazard with our oncoming monsoon season. Cleared, done, bought, and out of the way. Maybe not necessarily restored, but out of the way. It's our goal. That's 3 months and it's coming on quick.
Okay. Do you project you're gonna have enough, Lynn?
Already sure hope. That's all I can.
Okay.
I think I'm very confident that we're going to have funding enough to have anybody that's a hazard, anybody that's an ongoing hazard, anybody that keeps continuing with being affected by these. The opportunity to get out of it. And I'm sure we will have plenty of opportunities to overcome challenges. But you know, something that we need to be diligent in how we say is this opportunity is probably not gonna come around again.
Right.
This is gonna be your best bet to get a good offer because I'm trying to help you. We realized and acknowledged that, you know, this was no fault of the citizens that are being affected. This is our trying to rectify the situation that's been put on. So keep that in the back of your mind as we go through this, that this is gonna be your one best shot. I don't know if this is gonna come around again. We're gonna try, but I would definitely listen and seriously consider it when we come around this first time. So.
As far as you stated, on the question from Council Terrace that you write a check to them if they still owe money on it. Wouldn't the county be beneficiary to find out what's owed on it? We get a clean title to it.
So as we do the title work, because the other thing that we're gonna have to have disclosed to us is if there's been any insurance payments or FEMA assistance, we can't duplicate benefits. So if someone has received a payout from their insurance, we can't duplicate that payment. So there will be several nuances to this that we will not duplicate payments for the same property. And same thing, like you say, as the title work goes through, more than likely as the bank owes the deed, we'll be buying it from the bank and the bank will be transferring the balance to the owner. We'll figure out how that.
So if they got insurance, that would be deducted from the price that's on your assessment on the property of the home.
If they have been paying insurance payout for that property, then yes, that would be deducted from that.
Thank you, Chris.
I do have to say that, we were in Santa Fe, that was the energy on this bill was this gonna continue to happen? So anybody that would be considering this, I think this is the time to do so. It didn't seem like they were gonna entertain it again. And time and over, because we don't know what Mother Nature will do, and what, like Jason said, it was, no one's really at fault for this. And this is, what they're doing to help out in the way that they can, and hopefully this benefits whoever needs it and whoever chooses to do so. And I appreciate the hard work.
Thank you.
Sir, is this paid for, the 3/4 of this, is this from the feds or the state or a combination?
The 3/4 will be from the federal USDA NRCS,
Okay, good,
and then the 25% will be from the state.
from the state, okay, and you're the pass-through,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. Thank you.
Mr. Burns, thank you very much. Thank you. You know, since we're here, just quick few updates. Our Louisville project's going great. I think we can see the benefits of that. It's actually been going a little too good. So we're continuing on with that as we are coming into fire season. we're super proud of those guys and we're gonna keep going on. We'll figure out the little issues that we got. We also received, we did good on Down Valley. We will be coming back with a, regional radio survey. So one of our big problems throughout the county has been communications with radios. We're gonna hire a professional, technical firm that's gonna come in, survey and determine what our weaknesses are. So that we can strengthen that and have this as a regional asset. So when we get out in some of these areas, we're gonna have continued communications. The other thing we're working on, we're still pursuing our training center. We're trying to lock down a location on that. That's been a high priority for the commission. We've identified a location. We're working through a few challenges with that. But we're gonna start that and get back to very well soon. So several things going on, several big things. We're pretty happy. That we're moving forward in a good way. So I don't know if y'all have any other questions on any other county. Sounds good. Just
Remember, thank you for reminding me that the sheriff's office has donated us 8 income repeater systems for the communication problem. We're in the process now of getting those installed and be able to see that. And the police that's line the sheriff's also.
I will.
There.
Yes.
We're on, last month, I attended the meeting over there. So I had to leave, go to another meeting. There was a comment made by our horse ranger over there, Capitan, that he's trying to get the forest service to let us go in so far. Cut off our breaks back further. Is there any more information on that?
So yes, sir. I don't know if we have any new information, but I'll speak to kind of the goal of that. Your state forester, Ms. Laura McCarthy, is working on a shared stewardship agreement with the National Forest Service. She's working on this at a national level. Chief, I think his name's Thomas. And she's very close to having this achieved. What this is gonna do for us is it's gonna basically put the control of our local force on our local force. And that'd be great as we continue on with our woodbury, we continue on with our fire breaks. Big hang up right now is federal process, CFR and the NEPA that we have to go through. Well, boots of rigor that we have to go to, that's gonna go somewhere else. But with this shared stewardship agreement, it'll put it in our local hands and it'll essentially let us go through our. And it won't be just for our forest thing, but it'll also be for our grazing, for our watershed. We're still very much working on that. That as we do these things, it's overall management for the entire forest and land. So we're working very diligently on that. Chairman Fisher is very interested in acknowledging that. Well, that's why our land rat committee watching it, so we're hoping that we're coming to a signature of contract.
I
So
hope it goes through.
Yeah.
Fisher, it's about 70 years too late, but shit.
well,
We'll take it.
never too late to start doing it. Yeah. So anyway,
Thank you, sir.
thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, council.
Thank you.
We'll be back soon. I have 2 more of these. Anybody?
Yeah. Take a look.
There you go.
All right, so we are now. Process. Councils, anybody make a comment?
I'm just, how to put it, not that I'm complaining, but I've been getting a lot of questions and things. Why the roads haven't been fixed, why they wasn't done last year, why they've been open so long. You understand, we were raining out last year. That we couldn't do anything, they all was grabbing the baseboard and walked down, so. But of course, you reckon that to come in, he could allow the roads and stuff, try to keep this stuff going so that when it does, you can't get water. Stakes were torn out, ripped out, but whatever, trucks running over, cars running over, kids pulling them up, things like this, is fucking trying to spread it. Still don't understand. You can't place concrete in mud, you can't put asphalt on top of it. It takes time for this to dry out. So hopefully before the rain season starts this year, they'll see some movement on Harris Lane and Wright Lane and Hill. And it'll be done. And I hope it's not a rainy season. I'm just going to let the council know that and enjoy trying to keep them off your back, so I don't know.
Well, Mr. Mayor, I mean, yeah, we had rain also. Yeah, there are only 4 people in the street department. Pretty hard to get a lot accomplished, whatever gets us. But knock on wood, we've been working on it, we've been cutting the radiuses, we're waiting on concrete really soon.
Do you, did you lose a guy in the streets?
I did, I lost the way for the streets.
So anybody looking for a job? Yeah, no,
Yep.
sure. Yeah, but sure.
Yeah, well, I wanted to mention, I ran into Frankie Silva, who's doing trimming. I think he's got, he's got a trimming or business. I guess from Agua Fria all the way up to the travel center, they're thinning. Anybody who works with that program.
Yes, ma'am, that's the Woolly. it's-
Yes.
acronym.
And I think that's critical. That's the part
Sure.
that the salt fire almost got us.
And we're working diligently.
Yeah,
The county has made that a pretty high priority project for them. We've been involved as well. We're.
I just want to thank you guys. Thank you.
We got the hill rump on Jaws, all that's gonna be thin.
And so the other,
It was violent.
there. So mayor's comments, yes, the law in front of it.
Really let me do our job. That's it.
But a couple of things, the Green Tree Solid Waste Authority, the gravel truck is going to start in the Downs on the 6th of April. If it takes more than a day, then they'll come back the next day and so. There are flyers out. If you have questions, I can get you flyers. There's a number to call as to what exactly they are wanting from you to, in order to pick up your green waste. So, anybody with questions, flyer, it should get you the information. The other thing is, it looks like the construction zone, it's not really anything with barrels out, trying to get you to see them. But, if you notice, there are barrels out along 70, and they're gonna be going from, let's see, Zia Natural Gas roughly to, Pine Cliff in the village. And it's a project to improve and repair, sidewalks. So it's going to be contingent upon whether or not they be concrete, almost any things that the rest of us are dealing with, but that's what's going on. So it's kind of a heads up for you. Other than that, we've been going to meetings and trying to find out as much information as we can, trying to bring that over to you, so you guys have knowledge of what's going on. And that's basically what I have. We'll be going on to new business.
Yes. It's all after Easter. So we won't meet until after Easter, that's why, we will be having the Easter, the annual Easter event at All American again. And I am still looking for more volunteers, we need a lot of hands and a lot of community involvement so that, we can have a much better one every year, and we have donations of bikes and lots of new prizes, so hopefully everybody can come. You don't have to have kids, yes, we're working on a dunk tank with, your favorite mayor.
Oh, my goodness.
So, all the, what you're gonna pay for.
Yeah, if anybody has it out for Mayor Scott. Easter's the day to be there. Easter is on Saturday the 4th.
I hope it's a hot day for you.
I hope so too. It's probably gonna be nice and cool and freezing and, yeah.
Oh, my.
But the Easter bunny will be there, so, I hope everybody can come and join us this year. Thank you.
All right, so now we're on to business. Good. So we got rid of A already. Now moving on to B, approval of task order number 2026.01. Engineering services on L 200672 Hill of Harris Lane Improvement Project to Dennis Engineering Company in the amount of $10,000 plus New Mexico GRT. Mr. Jarvis.
I will make a motion to approve a task order as stated.
I'll second. Wait a minute.
Jarvis.
Mayor, members of council, this is the engineering task order for the Hill and Harris replacement starts behind the gas and goes to the Turkey Canyon Gate. The amount is 10,000 goes to GRT, that's to cover all the environmental clearances, the railroad clearances. And they oversee like our testing. So this grant. The state gives us some money, but we have to do certain stipulations we have to do. This one is not concrete, it's just fixing the road, putting where it's supposed to be, so they're surveying for us. To make sure we're in the right area. Testing the densities and stuff like that, we have to produce to the state after we finish the job. So this will just review all that, and it will be paid for out of that funds.
Any questions?
Counselor Taylor,
Approved.
Counselor Lacewell. Aye. Counselor Gutierrez,
Aye.
Counselor Frog.
Aye.
Thank you, council.
Item C is approval of the notice of intent to adopt ordinance number 2026-01, amending the COR Code of Ordinance Titles 11, Business Regulations, Chapter 115, Cannabis, subsection 115.06, smoking cannabis in public spaces.
I'll make a motion to approve. Discuss the ordinance as presented.
I will second that.
Motion second. Easy hand.
Awesome.
What's the point?
Something that
For hot Hannah?
Mayor, members of council, thank you for hearing this today. What this ordinance does is it reviews, it's one of many of them reviewing on the law enforcement side of the deal of our ordinances. This one pretty much cleans up the language from previous additions. It brings us a little bit closer to mirroring the state statute. The ordinance is backed up by state statute and will allow us to file this charge against any municipal court. It's a non-criminal act, so there's no jail time attached to it. It's a fine. I believe the fine starts at $50 and can be increased by the judge. By up to 300, up to 300, that's correct. It's really straightforward, just you cannot smoke cannabis, any type of cannabis in public. It's really simple. It's similar to the alcohol sections already in the books, which is dealing with the marijuana consumption.
questions?
Where do you typically see these issues?
Knock on wood, wouldn't come across any here in the city yet. Most other places are seeing them in their community parks, during baseball games, football games, public events, things like that. And the intent was to get ahead of that. With all the different events coming this summer and all the baseball that are gonna be going on, want to get that as soon.
And Mayor, members of the council, I just want to clarify, this has been noticed the intent that you're approving this solicitation to be in the paper, so the actual ordinance will be read once again on the 13th.
I do want to note that we have this scheduled, and this hasn't changed yet, right? We have it scheduled for a public meeting on April 13th at 5:30 here in the council chamber. So if there any other discussion from the public, very fun.
Thank you.
Counselor Gutierrez. Aye. Counselor Proctor.
Aye.
Counselor Lacewell. Aye. Counselor Taylor.
Aye.
Approval of the accounting consulting services agreement with Carnegie Accounting Group LLC in an amount not to exceed $60,000 plus applicable taxes and direct expenses. So, the individual is not here this evening. If you want to be able to ask direct questions or speak with them, we can, postpone this until.
Question on 13,
I'm sorry,
pushing it on the 13.
yes,
I think.
I would like to motion to, move this to the next meeting. Management, postpone it to the next meeting, so that we can have, further discussion.
All that in,
Counselor Udis. Aye. Counselor Proctor.
Aye.
Counselor Lacewell. Aye. Counselor Taylor.
Aye.
of the recommendation to hire Corey Tarman for the position of finance director. Councilman, council persons, I put a highlight, resume highlight out for you. So as you know, we reached out and attempted to find a new finance director. We have a lot of applications, really good. I think there's total was 7. In that process, we reviewed the applications and the resumes, and then interviewed 4 of those applicants. From those 4, we came forward with 2. Those 2 were put through a very comprehensive background. And based on the results of that and the totality of everything, my suggestion would be hire Mr. Charles Harmon. His resume highlights stand before you. So got quite the resume. He is a military veteran, retired from the U.S. Marine Corps. He is was a teacher, retired from teaching. He had a bachelor's in mathematics and a master's in teaching. He is also working on his PhD. He's working on his dissertation at this point. He's very thorough, and I think he would be the best choice to move forward.
Ms. Scott,
Yes, ma'am.
do you know if the candidate has actual background in bookkeeping? I have 2 questions. So one is, is there any experience in actual bookkeeping? And the other one is, what is this doctorate field? The name?
Give us just a second, ma'am. He's gonna come up and be able to answer those questions for you.
Mayor?
Okay.
So they,
Yes, ma'am?
do we need a motion with? You want to
It's just,
If you do so, you're able to, you can have the motion after his response to Mrs. School.
After grilling.
Yeah, to make sure both sides are finished.
all right, Ms. Lacewell, go ahead.
And hello, Mr. Harmon. This is Councilor Jody Lakeland. I was wondering if you have actual experience in bookkeeping, and then my second question is what's your major for your PhD?
Yes, I do. I was a gaming agent for a while, and my job was doing auditing, keeping the books, making sure that all the taxes were being paid correctly. Over at the racetrack over here, I was IT, and our job was doing financials for the slot machines and slot floor as well. So I have experience in all of that. And the second question, it is in theoretical mathematics.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Can you explain theoretical mathematics?
Okay, so we know that the math is right or wrong, correct? Okay, but there are certain things we use, like in engineering, say the square root of -1. That mathematically cannot actually happen. So it's an imaginary number. But there's more that we could get into as far as that goes. But that is,
We're good.
that is theoretical mathematics.
I like it. Go a little bit deeper.
No, that's not starting in language.
Any other questions?
I do have a question. Have you ever done any kind of municipal?
I have not, but educational property as well. So that was all based on the state and federal level there.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody else?
I'll go, everything looks good on paper. I think, what you'll find that kind of pick up the pieces from. And it happened, you know, in any kind of work situation. There was a lot of, I don't know what the right word for, grief or difficulty getting along with the vice director. You know, math is one thing, but when you work with people in and out every day, you know, and spending money, they're wanting money, you're trying to cut loose with it. Yeah, that's big. It's more than, we're just numbers crunch. You know, you're stepping into a situation that's kind of settled in and running smooth. How do you see yourself stepping in there? Are you trying to shake things up or?
You know, what I wanna do is I wanna make sure that everything gets on track. Gets good, you know, where it needs to be. I work really well with everybody. We had a, you know, I would work. Just because I suggest something, doesn't always mean it's the right way to go. I'm open to all kinds of suggestions. We talk about it, we discuss it, and whichever way is the best, that's where we go. That direction. My job is to come in and work. And you'll find my theory in work is you don't quit when you're tired, you quit when you're finished. And you get things done.
That's good theory. Kind of expand on that. I have a couple of relatives that do what you do. And you're both very successful at it. And the reason I've seen is because you're willing to get outside the box a little bit. So instead of, you know, something comes up and they say, oh, no, you can't do that. The rules don't let you do that. They say, find a way to do that. Because we're in a situation where we gotta get things done.
I understand that.
And, you know, little creative finance goes a long way sometimes. But I don't want anybody doing anything legal, but you know. I don't want you to have your blinders on either.
I understand. And just because there's one option here, doesn't mean there's not another option here, or another option here, or here, to try to get the same thing done. As long as it's all within the rules and the law.
Right. And boy, get into government finance, there's a lot of that. I guess that's my take on it.
I don't know, if that's true.
It's gonna,
So do you currently hold a CPO, or what are the certifications that he would need for this position?
Mayor, members of council, the finance director would have to complete a CPO certification, which are upcoming at the end of this month, or excuse me, April. At the end of April, it'd be a week-long training with an hour to 2 hour timed test. Which is obtained. I believe the deadline is within a year of assuming.
it's coming up so soon we can get it going.
Do you think that this is something that you can obtain,
Yeah.
given that you're in the middle of your thesis?
Yeah. I can do my, and I can testify to this, you do a little bit, and then you kind of have to step away, you do a little bit, and you kind of step away. Right now, my thesis is 495 pages long, and I looked at it in about 2 minutes, because I just have to kind of give it a break before I
Okay,
go back on, but I will absolutely have that done. You said it was next month?
Yes.
I will have that done first class, no problem.
Now, do you have an issue with learning new programs?
No. No, I have a, he didn't mention, but I have a bachelor's, my first bachelor's was in math. I have a minor in information technology as well.
I apologize.
No, that's okay. You start adding all the stuff behind it gets kind of long.
Okay, for a lot of you that don't understand. Billy's position, he's in the military. He said you don't wait. The job's done. Thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And that recon is not something easily defined or easy to get into. And it kicks your butt every time. And the motto is 1 drop of 10 gallons of sweat's worth 1 drop of blood. So there again, thank you for your service, and I'm for you being working with this community, for our city, and we're getting our finances straightened out.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions?
No, sir.
Something personal, so, your family lives here locally? What?
No, my mom and dad live here. I grew up on, we own a farm in Kansas. I grew up in Kansas. And of course, military life, you know, you move here, you move there. And we came up here to visit one year. And my mom and dad said, that's where we're retired. And I said, okay. And they retired here. And after I got out of the military, I moved down here to teach for until I finished teaching. And I decided this is where I'm staying. I have 3 boys. I have one that teaches in Hondo. I have one that works for a biomedical lab in Santa Fe. And one who took kind of after me. He is a commercial diver and a rescue climber. And does rescues that way. And so he's kind of everywhere. But his home, every time he gets a break, he comes back here. This is just where we're gonna be.
So I would entertain a motion to the recommendation to hire Gordon Zarman for the position of finance director.
I'll make that motion, Mayor. I'll second it.
Roll call.
Counselor Taylor.
Aye.
Counselor Proctor.
Aye.
Counselor Dudet.
Aye.
Counselor Leiflo.
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I know. Well, I've got some medical crayon on weekend, so.
All right, so the last one is the one I've been looking for all evening.
My favorite too.
Thanks, folks.